Hello, it's Mr. Perez from Central Coast Camp Karate. Everybody, we are going to today discuss about goal setting. This is like a little class I wanted to talk about and spend time on since we're not able to be coming to the karate classes physically. We can go through video training. Like basically it's going to help our leadership members go through instructors training, stuff like that. So this is more for students that are in the leadership, but any student can watch this video and benefit from it because we are still working on getting them towards their goal for black belt. Okay, so we're going to talk about the 10 steps of goal setting. There are 10 steps to goal setting. There's quite a few steps towards this because we have to understand which each step is trying to help us get to when it comes to our goals. So the first step when it comes to any goal setting, any kind of goal setting we do, is we have to have a burning desire. So we got to show that we have that desire to want to get there. And usually it's excitement, it's key excitement, where it's like if, for example, somebody that wants to play piano because they seen somebody in the mall, or they seen it live, or maybe they're on TV and they got inspired by it. So they were like, wow, I really would like to do that. And it's a genuine, you could tell it's a genuine desire, like, wow, I'm excited for this. So which is good. But once you make a decision to go to that goal, then you have to try to learn to finish the goal. And that's kind of what we're teaching, is to help young people to understand that concept rather than learn it later in life, which could be a little difficult. So, you know, when they become adults, basically we want to know how to goal set. We want to know how to show how we can get ourselves to be from excited to when we're not excited to back to excited again. So it starts with a burning desire. You got to know, okay, I got to get through this. How am I going to get myself excited about it? So some of the key things you can do is visualize, like picture yourself real excited about achieving those goals and about getting yourself there. So you have to use a lot of visual. That's a big step when it comes to goal setting, is to visualize, to see it in your head. Now, so the first step, it all leads to having a desire. You got to have a desire. I want it. I really want to get there. I really want it. You got to put the feeling of you wanting it behind it as well. Now, for a lot of young people and children, at first it's what we call external. So parents, is more of an external motivation, because when they see it from outside, like an influence, they tend to get excited, and then eventually becomes internal. So that's why most of the time the young ones need to have something to reach. It has to be a reachable goal, and that's the next step when it comes to goal setting. It has to be reachable. So for example, if they can picture a timeline, which still when they're young, it's hard for them to understand what time really is, because they really don't understand time. Now parents and adults, we do, but if we teach them this at a young age, they'll start to grab the concept at an earlier age and be able to understand that it does take time to achieve things I want to achieve, right? It's not going to happen like that, right? Sometimes they'll relate, oh, I go to the store and I just asked once that my parents hand me if I can buy a candy bar. So let's say mom and dad says, yes, it's okay today, and all of a sudden they get their candy bar, boom, right then and there. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the children need to understand that it's not always going to happen like that fast. So when someone says, well, I want to learn how to ride a bike, well, they could be picturing it can happen instantly, and they're going to learn that life is going to teach them that no, things don't happen always that quickly. So with that being said, they have to learn how to deal with failure and how to deal with disappointment. And that's a big part of growing in life, is learning how to overcome those, right? So young people, don't be discouraged, young students, when we don't get our things right away, okay? Just like adults, sometimes we don't get our things right away. But the people that succeed and get their goals, they stick to the challenge, they stick to the course, and they don't give up. It's like when you put in time, a little time every day on something to get good at, by the time a week goes by, you're going to be pretty good with that one thing, right? So what's neat about what we teach with our karate belts is that there's goals to look forward to. You can see yourself getting there. You can see that oh, within this amount of time, I'm gonna be able to get there. Now that's obviously was putting in effort, taking action, and just like with adults, we have to take action. We can't just wait for an opportunity to show up. We do have to create an opportunity for ourselves sometimes. Here's a clip of well-known author and motivational speaker explaining about goal setting, Zig Ziglar.
I want to talk a little bit about goals on the line of how do you lose 37 pounds and write a book. I'm just going to kind of give you that as an example. For 24 years of my adult life, by choice, I weighed well over 200 pounds. I say by choice because, you see, I have never accidentally eaten anything. I mean, it's always been deliberate. And when I choose to eat too much today, I have chosen to weigh too much tomorrow. You can choose to set goals and realize your potential, or you can choose not to set them. Now, if you choose not to set them, you got to understand that the consequences are not going to be good down the road. For 24 years, I was going to lose that weight. As a matter of fact, in 24 years, I lost several thousand pounds of weight. How many of you already know exactly what I'm talking about? But it wasn't until I wrote it down, put a date on it, listed the obstacles I had to overcome, identified the people, the groups, the organizations I needed to work with, spelled out a plan of action, set that time limit in there, and identified all of the benefits to me. It was only when I did that that the goal became a reality, and I lost the weight.
We can create an opportunity to get more connected through online live classes or going through, one-on-one Zooms, things like that. So students, I want you to keep in mind that we're here to help each other and we're here to get good. So I want you to also know that we can all achieve this. So I'm going to have Mrs. Perez show you guys and remind you on some of the goal setting items we have on the wall here. So she's going to pan through them a little bit. And as you can see, we have a few students that have written out their goals for this year. Now, some of these goals are probably going to be delayed in some cases, some of them not. Some of them can be achieved still with the obstacles we're going through. Okay, so as you can see, some want to have better grades in school. They want to learn how to cite the words. And martial arts, they want to achieve their junior orange. They have a personal goal to make sure they understand responsibility. Some want to maybe get good at cleaning. Some want to maybe get good at reading, cooking. Some students here have a desire to achieve certain ranks. Some want their purple, blue, green belts, advanced orange belts, stuff like that. Okay, so these are the important aspects to the first step of goal setting, even for us that are, even for young people, young children, because it helps them understand it. When I write something down, that's what I'm going to achieve. So it's not like a wish, it's more of a goal. It's a real thing. And parents, they do need your help for that, because they're gonna have their ups and downs and they're gonna have struggles, and we gotta be there to help support them. It's what we call giving them I would say more like inspiration, motivation, at the same time teaching them that learning how to stick to something and finishing is an important deal. So when it comes to something important that's changed in a positive way for an individual, we're going to help push them to get better. We're not going to encourage, even though they're not feeling 100% sometimes, as in motivation wise, we're still going to help push them to carry on. They have to learn to get past their dips. And when they get past their dips, they get stronger and they learn more about what it really takes to survive in this world. Is that sometimes there won't always be someone there to basically help them all the time, but eventually as they become an adult, they're going to learn how to get themselves self-motivated, become a self-starter, things like that. So it's just teaching them how to be more prepared when they become adults, teens and adults, which is a rough time of learning for young people, because it's a big change. It's a big change for some individuals, and sometimes it's hard for them to adapt over. So goal setting, like I said, is important. So let's go back.
Here's another short clip of Mr. Tony Robbins explaining about focus.
Your resources, we've said decisions shape destiny, which is my focus here. If decisions shape destiny, what determines it is 3 decisions. What are you going to focus on? Right now, you have to decide what you're going to focus on. In this second, consciously or unconsciously, the minute you decide to focus on something, you got to give it a meaning. And whatever that meaning is produces emotion. Is this the end?
The first 3, we have to have a desire. We got to make sure it's attainable, it's reachable. We can actually get there. We got to feel like, okay, I can get there. And then the third one is they have to write it down, which you got a chance to see the example already. So writing it down is huge. Sometimes you will have to rewrite your goals down every other day, every day sometimes. Sometimes it's, you know, weekly. Depends how determined they are to get there. But a goal is a goal, so when that goal is written down, you have that feeling, I want it, we learn to get there. But we learn to do it in a fun way. We learn to enjoy ourselves, we learn to have fun while we get there, but at the same time, we learn not to give up. And the reward of achieving it is the biggest, greatest reward for anybody to be able to feel. Like riding a bike. I fell off the bike. I remember when I was young, I fell off the bike all the time. I actually got upset and picked up the bike and tossed the bike. I was really mad. And I was like, no, I had scrapes on me, I had bruises and all that because I kept falling off. And I always would tell my dad, I can't do it, right? I got real upset. But he was there telling me that, no, you can't. You just don't give up, keep trying, get back up, do it again, get back up, do it again, you're gonna do it. And when I fed off his commitment, I believed him. I believed him 100%. And what ended up happening is I kept going. And I realized I started to ride a little longer. My focus started to change to, well, I'm actually balancing on the bike a little longer than I did before. And then I did it again. I noticed, oh, I'm going for a longer distance. I'm actually traveling further. Oh, that's awesome. Now I'm actually able to do it. So then the reward I got from that was motivation because I started to see myself achieve the goal past the dip, and it really taught me not to give up during the struggle. And so that's the biggest lesson I have for today, students and parents, is that even though some days we might not feel like doing certain things, we still got to get it done because it's going to teach us a responsibility, a lesson, or how to grow and become stronger with our character or our habits, right? And that's a big one we want to achieve, everyone. So students and parents, I hope you tune in on this, and this is something I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do a 3-part to this goal setting step. So we covered the first 3 steps. We covered having desire. We covered it has to be reachable. And the third thing, write it down. Okay? So I'll go over in the next video, another 3 to 4 more steps, and then we'll carry on from there. All right? Thank you guys again. Appreciate it. And if you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to call. And let's stay strong and positive through these times. And again, today was the lesson of the first 3 steps of goal setting. Have a great day.